obviously this isn't a weekly vlog, and part of my appearance and the lighting in here and everything like that. I just woke up, and I woke up learning that I can now have ads to help earn revenue on this app on here now. And like I said, I don't know anything about monetization. So like don't expect a crap ton of money or anything like that. But to be able to say that like I got monetized, that means that enough people cared enough about my content to check it out, and now I'm going to be able to earn money from this. If I go the way that things, if I keep going the way that things need to be going, YouTube could be my second job. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stress enough how that would be kind of awesome for me, because like y'all, I've been, like I said, I've been trying to do this since 2006. Nobody cared back then. And no offense to the people who care now, but nobody cared back then. So for people to just go from by the way, I want to just take this time to just say this real quick. Support small channels. Support, like, you watch big channels too, but support more small channels. Don't tell those small channels you're not relevant enough to, you got do better, make better stuff, and I'll watch you. No, watch them already. Support people, support normal people. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they just want to be heard too. Like, we already have we have a bad habit of feeding the bloated, as I say. So, just every so often, just go to a small channel and just check them out. You probably might see something that is, you'll find yourself asking, why is this like not being watched more? Because there's a lot of good content out there. There was a long time ago, there was this one user, his name is Ayo Quiz. And as I've said before, I actually am a bit of a fan of rap music, even though I can't stress this enough. I don't really care that much about music, but his name is Ayo Quiz, and he makes instrumentals on here, and he makes instrumentals, and a lot of his instrumentals are called Rich Homie Quan type beats, right? And these are some good beats. These are some really good beats. I love these beats. Like this, it's like it really kind of it tones me down a little bit when I'm having attacks. You know what I'm saying? And this dude gets nothing for it. But all of his videos, I mean, like a lot of his stuff is called Rich Homie Quan type beats. Rich Homie Quan type beats. So when Rich Homie Quan died, the first thing that went to my mind is, I wonder how Ayo Quez is going to handle this. So I went over to check up on him, and it's like the video that he has around the time that Rich Homie Quan I'm assuming he got the news. It's beautiful. It's this beautiful beat, and it still gets me now. Like, it seems like, it's almost like a heartfelt goodbye to him. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful to hear, but like I say, limited views, really, but that's a small channel, and now this is one of my favorite channels on here. And to put this in perspective, I'm not a big fan of Rich Homie Quan, but Rich Homie Quan, God bless his soul, has inspired this user to make his own music, and his music is nice. Support small channels. Support people. Support real people who will respond to you. That's another thing too. Like, these people will actually respond to you. These people will actually talk to you. These people, like, give them some love, man. I'm not saying don't watch big time streamers, and I'm not saying to go to somebody and tell them what to do to get your attention. I'm saying if you like, it shouldn't matter how many views they got or anything like that. Show them some love too. Don't stop feeding the bloated. I also want to take this time to point out something else too. Like, as much as I would love for YouTube to be my second job, the fact that I need a second job in order to pay my rent is frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I've said multiple times before, I don't like this idea of hustle culture. I make content because I like making content. I like talking to the camera because I like talking to the camera. I can't stress enough how, like, I think it's just really ridiculous that by the way, the bells is getting better. See, I'm looking at my eye, and it's like, You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wasn't always able to do that, so I think it's getting better. I hope it just doesn't do any permanent damage to my face. But I feel like, let any woman that isn't my girlfriend tell you. I mean, you know, It's like, yeah, it's not gonna do that much permanent damage, but I'm pretty sure your face was damaged when it was born. But the fact of the matter is that like but the fact of the matter is that like like I don't like this idea it's like you shouldn't have to get a second job, a side hustle, and a gig to be able to just pay for bare necessities. We should be the way that everybody works nowadays, the way that people be working nowadays. Everybody should be living luxuriously, not struggling for scraps. You know what I mean? Like we do a lot more. We do a lot more work. Like we are the hardest working. This is the hardest working I've ever seen people genuinely be. And people was working pretty hard back in the day. And I'm old enough to remember how hard people was working back in the day. I'm an old man. I can't stress that enough. But the fact of the matter is that like, and people have only worked harder since then. And it's to pay rent. It's to like pay bills. It's to buy groceries. You have to really take into consideration how screwed up it is that there's people out here doing gig work after like there's people out here who got families that they rarely that they don't see that often because they're out here doing all these gig work jobs and they can't see their families. But even then, even if you don't have a family, sometimes you just need to sit down and just chill. And you can't because you got to be on the grind all the time. You got to start earning. You got to keep earning. You got to keep earning. It shouldn't be that way. That's slavery. That's slavery. Working all the time, no peace, for an unreachable goal that is basically something that you need to survive, is people just holding a house at you, just going, if you want it, you got to come and get it. Come on. You got to get it. You got to get it. Oh, almost there. Almost there. You got it. One job should be able to pay all your bills. One check should be able to pay all your bills on a monthly basis. I don't care how asinine that sounds. I don't care how ridiculous that sounds. It's just low level work. It's low level work. Get a better job. COVID proved that every job is important. COVID proved that. And it shouldn't have taken a global pandemic to prove how important these jobs are, by the way. Because let's not forget, if you get rid of all the jobs that you consider to be low level, the entire country would collapse. Think about it real quick. Fast food workers. You get rid of fast food in this country, well, everybody's going to get healthier, but also you get rid of fast food in this country. Some of the most, like Donald Trump will turn into the Incredible Hulk Orange Edition and just start eating people. Because Donald Trump eats fast food. That's the joke here. But also, you get rid of, but at the end of the day, also fast food workers is service industry. It's a service industry, and it's also cooks and chefs. You're basically getting rid of a group of people who are cooks and who are chefs. Regardless of how you feel about the food, and regardless of how you feel about how the food gets served, they're still cooks. They're still chefs. The idea that cooks and chefs in these much more fancier restaurants should earn more, and fast food restaurant workers you're dissing a cook. You're telling a cook. You're differentiating cooks here. Something is being cooked and they make it. They're the reasons why you don't have food poisoning right now, because they have to cook the food in such a way that every single time it's cooked, it doesn't poison you. So if you get food poisoning at a place too often, that place is going to get shut down. Why? Because the government is going to be like, nope, that place poisons people. But that doesn't happen. Why? Because nobody wants to get the government on their behind, so they cook the food perfectly every time. That rhymed. Oh yeah, I'm bar king, bro. I'm gangster. But the fact of the matter is that like at the very core, like we shouldn't have to be doing all this stuff. Like we should be able to have the time to just stop and smell the roses and enjoy our hobbies and just lay down and be sleepy. We have a whole bunch of people calling us lazy, and we work the hardest. We have a whole bunch of people who we work harder than who call us lazy on a regular basis. They see us working and call us lazy. But if you ask about any rich person, like what do they actually do? Nobody can answer that question. I know cooks. I know people who I know cooks. I know delivery people. I know we have so many jobs that are considered low tier but are essential and are important to how things go. And those jobs should be paying people enough for them to pay their bills. Meanwhile, we have people who do almost next to nothing and they are filthy, disgustingly rich. I have no clue what Donald Trump does for work. I have no clue what Elon Musk does for work. I have no clue what Warren Buffett does for work. There's some. I actually looked down the list of some of the richest people, and some of them have jobs like stockbroker, hedge fund investor. Stockbroker, what the heck is even that? Hedge fund investor, rich guy who gives other people money. How did he get that money? We'll never know. Businessman, how? What business? Business CEO. In what way? What do a business CEO should be able to go to any store that they are CEO over and be able to just knock out at least a clean 40 hours over there. Hell, 44. I'm gonna assure you right now, the business CEO at any job could not work the job that they're in charge of. I can assure you of that. That's why they're the business CEO. That's why they're at the top of the ladder. But that's what I'm saying though. Is that like I turned this into a freaking rant. Oh my god. Okay, but this is supposed to be a celebratory video. I'm monetized now. I'm gonna probably have ads on this thing, and I am ready for the next big chapter. I'm ready to see how things are gonna go, with this. And I also want to take this time to point out real quick, I do want this to be a gaming channel. So I do intend on, like, after I get done paying my bills, I do intend on buying a gaming system, however long that may take, because I still don't have my money right. I mean, I'm monetized, but it's not like I'm going to make $1 billion in a week. Okay. Like, this is going to take some time. And I feel like the time is going to be a little bit lesser now because I now have a second source of income. So here's to hoping that what happens is that I can finally get a gaming system and finally start gaming. The thing that I've been wanting to do since I made this channel in 2006, I finally am going to be able to do it. I'm just playing, it's coming, baby. That's not the best way to say that. But honestly though, thank you. Thank all of you. And if you made it to this part of the video, how you doing today? Y'all doing good out there? Please be sure to write down how you been at the bottom. I will respond when I can or something. And like I said, support smaller channels. My channel is still a small one. I got over 1,000 subscribers now, but it took almost 20 years to do that. So support smaller channels, support, just show people love and care, and just know that to me you're more than just a cog in a machine that is, the oppression of just people in general, of class warfare. You're more than just that to me. You are a human being, and your voice needs to be heard just like how mine was. If you can empathize with my struggle, make a video. Tag me in it. I will watch it, and I will comment. This was supposed to be a lot shorter than it was. Thanks for the support again. I love y'all. I hope y'all find peace. And we'll talk again. Be easy. Be cool. I'm going to stop saying be easy. Be cool. Be cool.